Uh-uh. No, 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 no. Stop. Stop. With all due respect, John, what you're actually giving me is that MBA answer, right? And you just told me that you actually have like $100 billion in capital sitting in London because of risk. But when you look at the map that I actually sent to you, it's clear that you are not afraid of risk. It is clear that you are afraid of the people, right? And in all honesty, you see, I grew up in the north, right? Before I even moved to Abuja, right? I have lived in mud huts. I have dined with in the palaces here in Abuja, right? And I can tell you right now that the witchcrafts that you are actually scared of, the tribalism, it actually vanishes when money enters because everybody wants money. Money is a universal language. The bandits that we are trying to avoid, they need money. The banker needs money. I need money, right? And even you need money. If not, you wouldn't want to invest your own hard-earned money in Africa. So you see, money is actually like a universal language. But you guys, you are trying to like enter the room with guns and lawyers. You go and bring in mercenaries from other states, other countries just to come. This is actually like the old game. It is the old game. And I don't know if you read the white paper that I released or we released on the 7th. If you don't know, I'm also from the Niger Delta, from the Delta region, right? If you don't know, there's this man called Tom Polo, right? You should actually read that paper. He secured those pipelines when the Navy couldn't. And these Navy, they had everything that they actually needed. They had the guns, they had the government backing them up, they had lawyers, they had trainings, but they could not defeat Tom Polo and his guys. Why? Because he didn't fight the swarm. He hired the swarm. And who are the swarm? The people who the government is actually fighting against. The artisanal miners. Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Now, that is where the problem actually no, that is where the problem actually lies. You are calling them thugs, and I am calling them environmental stewards, right? That is the shift. It is communication, it is language, right? And I'm telling you that when we put a uniform on the boy who used to steal your cable, he becomes the protector of that your cable. When we put a uniform on the man who used to destroy your pipelines or destroy your wants to come and does illegal mining on your land, on your mine, he becomes the protector of that mine. He becomes the protector. So honestly, I actually object the idea of calling them thugs. I object the idea of calling them the swarm, right? I see them as environmental stewards. It's just that we like to push them away. We feel like they are not people that we should work with. Mm-hmm. 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 You actually have a point. You do have a point. But what if you let them know, right, with the whole systems and development that you're going to bring together? What if you let them know that if this mine does not work, after giving them a uniform, that is, after putting a uniform on them, you let them know that if this mine does not work, they don't receive a paycheck. Personally, when I was working for people, for my previous employers, right? When I knew that I had a paycheck coming in and it was secure and it was steady, I had dignity. I knew I needed to take my job seriously. I knew that there are some people who are disobedient, right? But those are risks that can be mitigated. If not, we wouldn't have people who are already doing something, even if ours are already much more better, because we are trying to integrate the people into what we are, the assets that we're trying to protect or that we're trying to generate values for, right? But when these people have like a paycheck, you have given them dignity, not just the paycheck alone, a system where they are going to get pension after they retire. You are even giving them a uniform that makes them feel proud to be a part of that organization. No, 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 no. Exactly. Now that's my point. It is the clarity tax, because if they don't understand, what you're trying to say to them, or if you just come up with guns and lawyers and try to, you look like a threat to these people. You look like a threat. You see, you have the billions, right? But I'll leave you. I want you to think about what a former president, President Yaradua, actually said when he was actually fighting. No, he didn't say it. He didn't say it, but I'm sure they thought about it when they were fighting Tom Polo, right? I believe they realized that the cost of war was actually much more than the cost of peace. Now, you have billions. You think that you can use your billions to buy guns and lawyers, right? More guns and more lawyers to keep the swarm away, or to keep the thugs away. Let's do the math. You pay billions in security costs. Mind you, security costs can triple overnight when there is a conflict, right? And because you refuse to pay millions in community wages, these billions becomes wasted. And then I hear a lot of people tell us that, oh, it is going to become CSR, and the rest of them, oh, we have to bribe the chief here, we have to bribe this person there, we have to bribe this person. If you bribe the chief and the people are not happy, that is a very, very bad math, because it just creates more chaos. Yeah, absolutely. So I needed to actually read Solvency Premium, which was I read this white paper from Udeze and her colleague, and I needed to actually read the white paper that we adapted from their own paper, right? After you've read that paper, I want you to tell me if you still want to hire mercenaries, right? Because I don't understand the whole idea of mercenaries. It is the whole idea of kidnappings, of banditry, and insecurity can be avoided. Yes, there are syndicates. Yes, there are people, there are rival competitors who try to bring in problems. But all of these problems that we face stems from the clarity tax, the clarity of communication. If your communication is not clear, you don't have to be on the media. I mean, like when you go and come up with like a very, very good plan, right? You come up with a very good plan and it is clear. And you go and meet these people, be it the bandits, be it the people you call the kidnappers, be it the people you call the syndicates, whoever it is you are going to speak to, you make it clear for them. Now you'll have peace. Now you can you can mine, you can construct Uh-huh. No, 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 no. These are risks that we can also mitigate, right? I mean, this is not the first time there is a security company coming up, right? This is not the first security company that is going to be established, right? And this is not going to be the last. And like I said, we are not giving these people arms. We are integrating them into the system to work alongside the police. So these people that are part of the Green Marshal Corps, they are going to be human sensor net. They're going to be like a human sensor network. So they're gathering intelligence for us, right? And this intelligence is what we can use to improve our operations, improve the security of the mine or of the construction sites. Yeah, I actually wrote a paper on that. I wrote a paper on that. It is called give me a second, please, John. Where is it? Exactly. Sequencing of sovereignty, right? You should also read that paper. Absolutely. Yeah, we spoke about governing how, yeah, yeah.